Okie dokie. So today, the soap we're going to be making is dead simple. It is actually one of the first soaps varieties that we ever tried. And I actually say we because my husband used to help me with the soap making. We started to make things for ourselves and learn how to do whatever we could to be more self-sufficient. About 13 years ago when we moved to Tennessee, actually it probably started before that and way before that for him because he was into herbal remedies long before I ever had an interest in that. So it's been a big part of our lives for a really long time, and we actually didn't even know that about each other when we got married, that we would actually have something like that in common as well. So really cool thing. But anyway, this was one of the first varieties that we tried. So at the end of this video, I'm going to show you a picture of one of the first soaps that we did. That was this variety. Things have changed a lot since then, and my skills have hopefully improved. Hopefully you guys will think they have improved too. I certainly think they did. And this, we are actually making lavender mint. This is a totally natural, no colorants, not even natural colorants. We're actually going to be using a little bit of organic dried peppermint leaves, which when we lived in Tennessee, I used to grow myself and would dry it myself, but we have not successfully, even though it is something that's really prolific and very easy to grow, I've not successfully gotten that to grow. I do have some growing right now, but it is not big enough to for me to harvest a whole bunch from yet. So I'm just letting it get established. And we have an essential oil blend of organic lavandin essential oil and organic peppermint essential oil. So that will be going in here. Our oils are as usual, and organic sustainably harvested palm oil, organic coconut oil, organic olive oil, castor oil, unrefined organic shea butter, and that's it. And then we have our goat's milk and our lye solution. So we're gonna get started by straining our goat's milk through the strainer, our goat's milk and lye. And the other day I realized to do a double batch, I actually need a much larger strainer, and I had a much larger strainer, and then it broke on me. And they only come in like sets where you get this one and the bigger one, and there's two other smaller ones, and I only need the big one. So I've been so like cheap and not wanting to go to the expense of buying a whole set when I only need one, but I'm going to have to anyway. So good excuse to go to Home Goods, one of my favorite stores. We always find a lot of organic goodies and stuff there. Some of them not necessarily, even though they're organic, you know, not so good for you. So especially when we are grain free primarily. We do eat, we do have sprouted grains occasionally, like 100% sprouted. I make a sprouted bread. It's 100% sprouted wheat that I grind myself. And if you're interested, comment and I'll leave you a link to the flour company, or actually they sell already ground flour as well, but that's a company in Alabama. Not too far away from us, but we have it shipped because, I mean, driving would be kind of silly. So we get it in like big 40-pound bags, and I store it in the freezer until I bring it out the night before. Oops. And then we grind it. All right. So that was not supposed to happen. See why I need a bigger strainer? Oh well. All right. So. Doesn't go in there either. All right, I'm just on a roll. The other day was making a soap, and I don't know, I guess I'm just off this week. I spilled and I never do this. I've never done it before. I spilled like a whole container of essential oils on my table, and although it did make my studio smell amazing, was a huge waste of his organic essential oils. I was not happy with myself. But anyway, so we're going to blend this just for a few minutes. Like I said, this one's really easy, so that's simple. water discount, I discount, I'm soaping at a 30% lye concentration. It comes to trace really quick. One of the things that we did when we first started, I didn't know that, I soaked at a really extremely high temperature because all the recipes told you 120 degrees, which with goat's milk, it was like crazy hard to do that without scorching the milk. So I finally learned the trick to use frozen milk, but now I soap cooler, so I still use frozen milk though, which helps a lot. But it comes to trace really easy. But we're not going to be doing a whole lot with this, so I really don't need it to stay fluid. And actually the top that I want to do on this one, excuse me, I'm going to need it to be a little more set up, so excuse me. Getting over a cold, made my elderberry syrup a little too late. And my son brought home loveliness from this college. All right, so this is our peppermint and lavandin essential oil. Don't need a whole lot of peppermint in this one. A little bit goes a long way with peppermint, especially the one we use is pretty concentrated. And I will leave a link to those essential oils where we get our essential oils too. Get these all mixed in. Oh goodness, I think the peppermint's making me cough. All right, so gonna add a little bit of our peppermint herb in here. Get that blended in so the oops, I knew something was wrong. I was hitting the wrong speed. So that is it. We're going to pour this into my brambleberry mold. All right, got all the soapy goodness off of there. Try to get that so y'all can see on the inside. All right, keep that, and I'm going to put that in the little silicone mold that we keep by. I'm gonna let this set up for a little bit so I can do a little spoon technique on the top. I don't usually texture this top like this, but this mold, we label it differently. Our labels go on differently because it's more of a, it's a skinnier, taller, so tall, skinny mold, whereas our other bars, I'll show you the difference. Same soap, two different molds. So this was our old mold, same weight of soap, and this is the shorter one. So I label them differently, so it enables me to do, our other labels wrapped around the top, this one's gonna wrap around the front. So anyway, I'll be back in a few and we will texture this top. Alrighty, so let's go ahead, we're gonna texture the top a little bit. I'm just gonna use the spoon. Bring you a little bit closer in so you can see. And we are on, I think I've mentioned, we should have kids soon, so I'm on dough watch. It means I don't get much sleep. We don't have a barn cam. Just one of those things that we've never seemed to prioritize. I don't know why, but you know, farmers aren't rich people. So it's just one of those things. I get up every few hours to check. And right now we have 3 that should be kidding soon. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that, and I can see them out through the window. Well, usually I can see 2 of them right now. The other one's behind me in a kidding pen. 2 of them are in there, and I'm just gonna sprinkle just a little bit of this on the top, down each side of the dried peppermint. And traditionally this one is a really boring soap, so this one's, being able to texture the top like this is kind of cool. I like that, so I can get a little bit more artistic with my more simple, basic soaps. So I'll definitely show you pictures at the end of the first, one of the first attempts. I don't think we have pictures going back as far as when we first started making soap, but I'll get pictures of the first one that we did, so y'all can see how far we've come in the last few years of our soap making journey. And keep a watch on our Instagram. We have an Instagram, it's Faith Farm Goats on Instagram. And if you like this video, well, anyway, actually, stay tuned because we're gonna come back and I will cut this up and we can see what it looks like, and then I'll show you at the end what it looks like once we, when we first started and how it looks today. So anyway, I will see you later. Okay, so let's see how the 2020 version of my Lavender Mint goat's milk soap looks, and then we'll compare it at the end to one of the very first ones I ever did. Oh, all right, I'm gonna turn this one on the side. I got a little bit of a drag mark there from the mint that's on the top, so we'll just cut this one on its side. How about that? And I'm not going to show you all of these because obviously this is very simple. It's going to look almost identical to, everyone's going to look exactly like the other one, so not a huge amount of variety on swirls or anything like that on this one. And this one is a really soft soap for me, generally, even with a water discount. All right, so you can see no drag marks in that one. Doing it on its side definitely helped. So, how cool is that? I'll cut Lavender Mint. And stick around when this is over and check out what the previous, oops, that got knocked into my thing. Oh yeah, somebody's gonna get a really big bar. All right, but anyway, stick around for a few more minutes or minute or so, and I will show you pictures of one of the very first ones. It's not the first one, because when I first started making soap, we were living in Tennessee and I did not even have a cell phone. So no cell phone pictures, and I don't know if I may have taken pictures with my digital camera at the time, but I don't think so. Our very first soap that I made was actually a cinnamon soap. It was based on a video series because that's how I learned how to make soap. It was from a DVD series that we purchased from I think the ladies or Homestead Blessings. It was a soap making video, which is how I learned how to make soap. And that was way before, YouTube may have existed. I don't know. We didn't even have internet when we were living in Tennessee. We lived out in the middle of nowhere. And we definitely didn't have cell phones because we couldn't afford them. So anyway, small farm, single family income. Anyway, so stick around. If you like the video, please subscribe to see more. Hit the notification bell if you want to get notified every time we upload a new video, which we're going to do soap videos either once or twice a week. And then informational homestead type, how we raise goats, herbal remedies, that kind of stuff, how we do things on our farm usually on Tuesday. We will upload those videos. So if you want to get notified, hit the bell. If you don't, it's okay with me. I don't like to get interrupted by notifications myself, so no worries. Anyway, so we will see you later, and thank you for watching and supporting our farm.